Communication. Children, how do you tell your friends what you are thinking when they are not near you? By talking to them? Or maybe you speak to them over the telephone. Letting someone know what you think, feel, or know is communicating. We communicate in number of ways. In the lesson Communication, we are going to read about all the means of communication. So let's begin with letters. We use postcards, inland letter cards, and envelopes to send letters to people in our country. When we send a letter to someone in another country, we use an aerogram or an envelope. We use envelopes to send cards as well. When we send a letter, we must make sure it has a stamp of the right value, that means price. We must also write the address and the PIN. PIN means postal index number. So we must write the PIN code clearly. Every big post office in our country has its own 6-digit PIN code. When we write the PIN code, it becomes easy for the people at our post office to send the letter to the right post office. What happens to letters after we post them? A postman collects them from the letter boxes and takes them to the nearest post office. All the letters are sorted in the post office according to where they have to go. Then they are put into bags and sent to railway stations or airports in postal vans. Letters that come to a town by train or plane are taken to post office by postal vans. From there, postmen carry the letters to people's houses. When we want a letter to reach someone very quickly, we can send it by speed post. We can also send it through a courier. A courier is a person or a company that takes letters and parcels from one place to another. To send a letter by speed post, we have to go to a post office. To send one by courier, we can go to any office that offers courier services. Letters may take a few days to reach, even by speed post or courier. So these days, people prefer to use phones or computers to send messages. Such messages reach much faster in a few seconds only. Telephone and fax. Speaking on the telephone is the quickest way of communicating. Our voice is carried along telephone wires to the person on the other side of the line. Phones that are connected to wires are called landline phones. Cell phones or mobile phones are not connected to wires. We can take them anywhere, and we can use them to send messages quickly and easily through the short message service that we call as SMS. We can also send messages quickly by fax. A fax machine copies messages and even pictures and sends them along telephone lines. The fax machine at the other end of the line prints these out. Computers and smartphones. Computers have made communicating with people a lot easier. We can use them to send emails to people living anywhere in the world. We can even send photographs, voice recordings, and videos with an email. We usually send emails through the internet. The internet or the net is a worldwide system of connected computers. We can learn about sports, films, music, art, books, places, and many other things on the internet. These days, many mobile phones work like small computers. Such phones are called smartphones. We can use these phones to connect to the internet. We can use computers and smartphones to make video calls. A video call allows us to see the person we are talking to. The next is mass communication. Sending a message to a large number of people is called mass communication. Newspapers, radio, and television are some means of mass communication. People living in different areas get to read the same news through newspapers. They also get to hear the news on the radio and watch it on television. People can listen to music on the radio, they can watch cartoons, films, or matches on television. During storms and floods, important messages are sent out through the radio and television. TV and newspapers are widely used means of mass communication.